A him. Hello, please. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there I am on Twitch. Hello, Twitch. YouTube now, please, and thank you. YouTube, please. There we are. Okay, comms check. Hello, please. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there I am on Twitch. Hello, Twitch. YouTube now, please, and thank you. Okay, I mean, that sounds good. Sounds decent. I feel like I should probably be a little bit louder, maybe? I don't know. I don't think I changed anything there. I'll just leave it. People can turn me up if they want to. Okay. What are we doing today? Let's update the title here. Just in time for some Pokemon. Nice. What are we doing today? We're doing some serialization stuff, so I'm just gonna say serialize all the things that we're doing. Yeah, because last time we left off and I was trying to get the terrain chunks serialized so that I could test faster, so I don't have to like regenerate everything. And that was we were hitting some bumps there, but I did get it for the most part figured out off stream, so that's good. That is good. I did get it all serialized. Let me remember where I was this morning before I had to work here. Yeah, I figured out that yeah, I ended up having to manually do all this, which is really annoying. The built-in serialize function did not work for this struct at all. And then this body instance part, this was causing some issues. Like it wouldn't serialize properly, and then it just meant that that for some reason means that it messed up everything else that I was trying to serialize. So that was very nice of it to do that. Then I found this serialize item function, which seemed to serialize it properly. I think I need to test this a little bit more though. So let's go ahead and kick off our world gen here. I'm gonna just save and reload, and we're gonna inspect some things here. So I'm gonna wait for all this to finish loading. Yeah, I think I verified that I got all the collision information set again and stuff. Uh-oh, okay. Why did I have that there? Okay. Okay. Save. We've saved. Okay, so what do I want to see here? What do I want to see here? Ah, yes, the instances. Yeah. So I had it working initially, but then I wasn't getting like the collision data serialized, so that's when I had to do that body instance part. And then some of the instances weren't coming back because I didn't serialize them. So that'll do that. Okay, so yeah, let's see if we just work here. Load. Loading. Okay, what are we at here? Uh-oh, okay. Cache save subsystem. So I assume we had... This is on the game thread. Why are we having issues here then? I suppose we have some thread issue here. What is currently loading slots looking like here? Flax, -1. It is in there. That's crazy. It is in there. Okay, so that means that there's some sort of locking that needs to happen that's not happening. Is it this guy down here? But this lock should get that. Would cover that, right? Yeah, what's the deal here? Currently loading slots. Let's find usages here. Yeah, they're all in this file, so... And I'm scope locking it here. Okay. Yeah, so why currently loading slots? Why are you angry? I wonder if this is a callback issue? Yeah, because I did change the load function. Oh, man. Let me look at PCG save container. Yeah, so I think last time I was complaining about this metadata issue where I was creating it on the background thread and therefore it had async flags on it. I thought I was clearing the flags properly, but it kept constantly popping back up anyway. So I think I fixed that, and I did that by just creating the UObjects on the game thread. It looks hacky as hell, but I haven't seen the issues since. But that does unfortunately mean that I have a bunch of callbacks happening. A bunch of, or not callbacks, lambdas, where I have to pass this callback through. So that's a little annoying. It's messy. And let me look at the div here. What did it look like before? Remind myself. Okay, so we were still passing the callback in and making a copy of it. And now, yeah, we're still doing that. We are still doing that. We're just passing it through 2 lambdas. That's the only difference there. Yeah, so I'm not really seeing anything that could be an issue there, because we're maybe I should just get rid of callbacks, man. They've caused me nothing but issues, unfortunately. I mean, should I thread lock it again? Use of non-static data member from nested type lambda. Yeah, I mean, this does kind of seem like a lambda issue. I don't know if there's any... I don't know how to search for this. I'm not sure what the rules are. Like, how does a lambda get like copied and everything? Like this async task T unique function. Oh, it's a unique function. Yeah, but the async task takes one, and that seems to work fine. Maybe I need to change the type to that. What is the type? Save container callback. It's just a T function rather than a T unique function. Does that... I wonder if that makes a difference at all. Use like T function above, but is move only. This allows non-copyable functors to be bound to it. What does that mean? T function copyable func error lambda is not copyable. Okay. I think maybe that will help then. Because I am doing copy things. This is a copy. Let me look through through here as well, right? This where it was? No. Here. Okay, yeah, that's the only callback. Okay. Yeah, let's see how that goes now. We can also load from the main menu now as well. I'll try to. Uh-oh, T-unique function attempting to reference a deleted function. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, how does this do it? Function, async task. It does a move temp. Oh boy, of course it's just passing it around and I don't know what is this? What is this doing? Construct and hold impl. Create task. Construct and dispatch when ready. Oof. Okay, yeah, so how do I use this now? Attempting to reference a deleted function. I assume that's in the... Because of the capture args. Let me look up some more usages of this. Okay, so they do the move temp. Okay, maybe that's what I need to do. Give me that. Suppose I need to do that for both save and the load. Okay, so it doesn't like the second one? What? Because I'm naming it the same thing? No, it doesn't like that. Okay, so what's the deal here? Okay, so I guess I can't do this in a nested way. Is that fine? Is a deleted constructor. I assume same issue here. Yes, okay. Yep, okay. Yeah, I guess and you can't move temp twice. What does this return? Okay, so yeah, I don't know how to use this. Give me some more. Invoke forward. Cast a reference to an R value reference. Is that what I need to do? Like, oh my god, that is what I needed to do. Just one or two? Okay, let's just do one and see what happens. Okay, we resolve, but do we compile? No, we do not. Perm does not evaluate to a function taking 2 arguments. What does it evaluate? Okay, maybe we need the second one? Give me the second one. Oh dear. Oh dear. My. Yep, that did not like that. Nope. Nope. Definitely. Where was I just looking? This. Okay, like it does a cast. Should I just use this forward thing? It is a... Oof. Bro, these little people on segways coming up, they're not little people. I didn't mean to say that. These people on their little segways coming up to the door. No, trying to sell like pest control and shit. I don't want it. Go away, please. My dogs don't like it. Okay, back to the drawing board. Oh, my dogs loved that. They loved that. Okay. Okay. Let me see. What else can I do here? Can I do something like this? Can I put the callback function on the container itself? Yeah, and I suppose we can. No, let's put it on the base class. Take back. So I can do that, right? And will that give me, that way I don't have to like pass it through everything? And then I probably need to make this like in callback or something. In callback. In callback. Yeah, just call it directly if it's there, that's fine. Or rather, let's just do this. Maybe that's, is that better? I wonder if it was because it was passing in by copy as well. Let me look back at this guy. When this is passed in, okay, is it usually passed in? Okay, that one's just passed in as a copy as well. Here, hit. Okay, is that building? No, no, it is not. No, it is not. Oh yeah, we got to change these names. We should do the same for the save function as well, I suppose. Yeah, let's do that. Go away. Go away. Okay, I need to stop building or else that's going to keep popping up. Okay, now let's build. $29. Jesus Christ, 29 actions. Why? What web of dependencies do I have such that 29 things need to compile now? Okay. Maybe we've fixed that issue? I don't know. I don't know. Now let's try to load after this boots up here. Let's do it from the main menu level. Load. Okay, it still doesn't like that. Okay, same exact issue. Load save container. Now, this is happening on the game thread, so currently loading slots, and it's locking on every other thread. Do I need to add currently loading slots before this? Oh, I don't have the task. Okay, right. Okay. Also, I'm returning a task copy here. Does that matter? It was working before, so maybe not. Oh, I hate all of this. Every single bit. Okay, so what else could be the issue here? I could do a scope lock here. Okay, sure. Let's try a scope lock. I mean, I doubt that's going to do anything. That should not be the case. I'm pretty sure this is an issue with the callback function. But changing that didn't make a difference, so we'll try this now. Okay. Load again. This didn't happen when I just played from the start rather than loading. Refrozen? Yeah, we are not responding. Oh, we're thread locked, aren't we? Pause. Where are we at? Yep. Sync object lock. Yeah, we're trying to lock when something already has a lock on it. So I wonder if this is because we're just immediately calling the callback. Wish it would tell you like what other thread had the lock on it. Maybe I can find it. Probably on background worker or something or other. Ah. Oh, so we're not even locked on. Yeah, we're. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of locks happening in this file. I wonder if we should just change this whole subsystem to rather than using scope locks to like just processing one by one, you know? What else we got? Another one on this thread. Another one. Yeah, so I guess we're just all bogged down. We're just all bogged up here. Let's return a reference there. I feel like that's... Oh, can we not do that? Let's just stop. Interesting, okay. I guess if I'm gonna lock there, we don't need to do... We don't need to do the game thread. I was just doing the game thread to remove it from there, I suppose. Okay, so let's do that then. Does that get any better? Yeah, I feel like what's happening is we're hitting the callback immediately. And so, yeah, we're just getting into a situation where we're removing and then adding. Yeah. Okay. I think I might understand what's happening. So I think this may still fail. We're gonna probably freeze again. Oh no, it worked. That worked. Okay. Okay, sure. That loaded very fast too. Look at that. Okay, do I have collision? Let me check these. 3. You should have collision. Okay, yes. Block all dynamic. Cool. Let's check some of this grass here. Flax has overlap. That is correct. Flower, no collision. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Is the stuff in the distance still spawned? Yeah, and we got all that back too. Cool. Let me run. Let me just run forward and we'll get some new chunks to generate or pop up or something here. Okay, see that one popped up immediately. Did we get the... Yeah, we got all the grass on this chunk here. And some trees. Wonderful. This is looking great. And that was all like saved data and stuff, so that just popped in instantly. Okay, now we're generating new data. Let me see, do these have... Yeah. So these new chunks here have the stuff on them. I believe these all look good over here as well. Oh, where are my... Uh-oh. Interesting, okay. Oh, it didn't... never generated them, I think. Look at the collision here. Huh, okay, so... Yeah, those are all... rendered. Yeah, okay, I think I know what happened. Okay. So we're only generating one layer of chunks rather than the other ones. Ignore that. So yeah, let's run forward. Let's do another round of generation. Okay, good. Good. Let's say, can we save again? Save. Let's load. Okay, so it just loaded as if I was at 0, when I wasn't. So I think a lot's gonna pop into view distance here when I move enough. Okay, I moved a little bit there. It's running. It's going. We are smooth. Okay, yeah, so I think what I need to do is I just need to... After serialization, I need to, like, remove the, forget what it was. I forget what I called it and where it happened. Yeah, the last update player locations. I think that needs to remove. Although, why isn't it recalculating? Let me end this. Let's do a clean slate one. Oh no, this is the wrong one. This is probably gonna crash or something. I should delete that level. Yeah, okay. That was an old level. Oh no, it's the same level again, god damn it. Okay, one more time. I'll get it this time, I promise. Okay, I want this level to be deleted. So go to this other one. You are dead to me. Goodbye. Force delete. Okay. Now we get a fresh start. Okay. Okay, and this is where it should be. Yeah, so all these are generated down here. They weren't when I serialized. Okay. I think I need a better mechanism by which to generate this. I actually need like 2 generation passes for each player. Because one just generates 1 layer, like the 0 layer, and then the next pass generates all like the underground stuff. What was I doing here with this? If we already have the height map generated, check for chunks and ooh, that's the issue actually. Yeah, I don't save the height map data. Okay, I guess I need to serialize that. Unfortunate. I didn't think about that. So yeah, every chunk is dependent on the height map being generated, even if it's a chunk that does not have the height map within it. Because I only know that once I've generated it. So I don't save that, and so when I've serialized these chunks, it's weird, I suppose. Yeah, I have not seen this class on the memory port that I've ran, which is interesting because this should be I would think a non-negligible amount of data. Although it's very low resolution and it's only 1 layer of data, so maybe it's not that much. Okay, maybe I should make this do a little serialize f height map data. Come on, Copilot, you can generate this. There we go. That one should be easy, right? Then here, let's do a public I save game object, and then let's implement that function. Which, you know what? While we're here, why not change this to the B is loading? I don't need that because the archive has whether or not it's loading. And AR seems to be the standard abbreviation for the archive, so let's just, while we're here, is there an is saving? If is saving. This also makes it a little easier to read, actually. Before I get too sidetracked, go back to the height map generator. Yeah, implement that, and then we're just going to height map data. What is it? AR height map noise data, and I probably tmap. Yeah. Okay. So how do I serialize a tmap? There's no way that just works, right? There's no way. Map.pairs. Okay, I mean, fuck it. We'll see if that works then, I guess. What are you mad at? Oh, it's not returning. There we go. Okay, so just show me all the other places that I need to fix now. I know there are others. Okay, that one didn't do anything, so don't really care. Don't really care about that much. AR.is saving. Yes. Is saving again. Yeah, and then this one needs to be updated as well. Just do this. AR. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. If AR.is saving. There we go. Okay, rerun that. Where else? Where else? 35 actions. Oh no. Oh. Was I even doing anything in these ones? No, I wasn't. At some point, I suppose. Okay, stop the build. Let's stand. Cool. Oh, this is probably me trying to serialize the map. Yeah. Okay. Height map generator. Yeah, okay, so I guess I have to manually serialize the map then. So I guess I need to do a little... I've done this. I did this in the terrain chunk. Yeah, so we're just going to like t-array that vector. I think this is going to be chunk chords, hit keys. Yeah, chunk chords. What? No. Oh, vector 2D, 2 dizzle. Vector 2 dizzle. Okay, are you happy now? Cool. Okay, so then we need to serialize num chunks. Do I need to? Yeah, because then I need to loop through the number of chunks. and serialize them. Or can I just serialize the array directly? Does that work? If I just do that, then I can for each over the chunk coordinates. If AR.is saving, I'm going to do something different for saving and loading here. So if we are saving, I think we just do this chunk coord. Or rather, I have the serialize method here. So yeah, that's what we're going to do there. And otherwise, I think what we need to do is in place the chunk coord. F height map. My height map data, is that what I did? Okay, is that right? Can I just do this all in one line? That'd be kind of sick. Just do that. That's kind of sick. I like that. Okay. Doth thou worketh? Doth thou compile? It does. But does it serialize? Well, I guess I didn't wire this up at all, did I? Okay. We should probably do that first. Or we can try to compile it. Now, should I just do that as a part of endless terrain as like a dependency? Or should I rather subscribe the subsystem, the height map generator subsystem, to like my list of things that could be serious? I kind of feel like doing it as a dependency of the endless terrain makes more sense. It feels easier to follow, to be honest with you. Even though like the whole save game object interface is specifically built for me to like do the to put it in my like save game objects list and then get called automatically. Do I think I have the height map generator here? No, I don't. Oh, I'm just getting it every every time. Okay, let's do this then. Init endless terrain. Now, does this get called before or after serialize? I don't know. Ooh, I do just like add the save game. I just do that for the endless terrain. That's how the endless terrain gets serialized. I just kind of like subscribe it like that. So I guess I could just do that for the height map generator, but I guess the reason I want to do it in the endless terrain is because it is dependent on getting this information, right? So I guess I would like to control the ordering of it. Hasdidge, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Serialization is a fickle thing, I feel. It took me so long to get my head wrapped around it. But I think I'm finally getting it. It's just like kind of like the built-in serialize functions. Like I don't know which ones I should use and which ones I shouldn't, and why they sometimes work and why they don't on some objects versus others, but we're making our way through. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it in here. That feels much better. Let's do height map generator equals get world, get subsystem u height map generator. Good. Create field for that. the object pointer to property, and that can remain private. Let's move that up here with the other one. What do I use the procedural terrain subsystem for? Ah, to check if the terrain is loaded yet. Okay. I maybe don't need to do that. Okay, then that should resolve there. Now let's wire up the serialization here. Let's serialize this first. Because every chunk is dependent on the height map to be done first. Which, uh-oh. A circle. We've got a circle. That work? Okay, I think it does. Okay. Actually, let me think about this a little harder, because update terrain chunk should be getting called. So... oh, I bet it was returning, yeah, but, so... I kind of hate this little bit of logic I have in my terrain controller class that effectively says that the player has to move a certain amount of distance before we like recalculate which chunks should be updated or loaded or whatever. But that makes it kind of annoying because I want to do the generation in kind of two steps, where the first step is to generate all of the height map chunks. So like I just pick all the chunks at z equals 0, coordinate z equals 0, and I need the height map. Because one, it's just like kind of the most important plane of existence in the game. Like most of the gameplay is going to happen on top of the height map, right? All the underground stuff, I don't need that as readily available, so I would like to just prioritize the z equals 0 chunks. But I also need to determine if I should be generating any chunks higher, like in the z positive directions. For this C that I'm at now, there aren't any. Like this is all within one layer. But there are some seeds in some areas that have like really tall mountains, and so those would get cut off. I always want those rendered, right? Because it would be weird if you're walking around and there's a mountain out in the distance, but you only see like half of it and it's just cut off. That would be weird. I can't just say something like, oh, just generate all the terrain chunks within, you know, a radius of the player, including in the Z directions, because that would also generate the chunks underneath. And I don't need that many generated underneath, right? Because it's very low visibility. Like you can't actually see very far just due to the nature of the, just the noise and like the density of it. So I'm only doing 2 layers below, but then however many layers I need above. And I don't want to like kick off generation for a chunk that like doesn't have anything in it, right? And that's what that height map data stuff is for. It tells me what the minimum and maximum values of the height map are. And then I can use that to determine, hey, are there any chunks above this, right? Like this chunk, its max height is probably something like 300 Unreal units or something. That's not above 6,000, which is the upper bound of the chunk, so we're not going to generate any chunks above that, and we're just kind of saving some bandwidth there, some performance there. But what that means is this gets a little complicated when I'm generating things, because I want to do, you know, z equals 0 first, and then I want to kick off another round of generation, right? And it's just feeling very awkward now. And part of it is storing the player distances, and then the terrain chunk itself will look at the player distance. Where? Where is that? Where did I do that at? There it is. Right, when I'm calculating the LOD. I wonder if I should be... I could just serialize that. I could just... That's a... Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do that. That would be easy. LOD index. Yeah, let's just serialize that. I technically don't need to. But that logic feels a lot easier. That logic feels a lot easier than, like, potentially kicking off another round of, like, a recalculation or something. I should probably make a little interface or mechanism or something that, because I haven't really tested the terrain generation for multiplayer yet. I do kind of have some stuff written where it's like, it iterates over every terrain, or not terrain, player controller. And it checks for chunks within the distance of each player controller. So technically, it's there. I don't know if it's working though. And I think I may need some sort of system or interface or something to like build out a list of which terrain chunks need to load before the player can spawn or something. Because right now I'm just waiting for all of them to get done loading and then the player spawns. And I have a feeling that that's going to be really weird for multiplayer. Okay. I digress. Let's load in here and see what happens. Wow. That was fast. And there was all of our terrain chunks. Nice, so that just worked the first time. That's incredible. It's incredible. That worked the first time. Okay, so wait, what's wrong then? That worked the first time, and that's scary. Chuckles, I'm in danger. Babunner, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. We're working on serializing procedural terrain and getting it loaded back in correctly, which I think we've got. I'm a little sus, though. I'm a little sus of this. And yes, the trees are supposed to be floating. That is intentional. That is intentional. Now, I guess the next step would be to serialize the... Uh-oh. Okay. Houston, we have an error. Okay. I was going to say the next step should be to serialize the nav mesh. But there's an issue. The nav mesh should be generating off of the edge here. It should have, at least. Oh, I wonder if we need to release the not release building lock, but we need to like run the terrain, the nav gen, I think, right? If mesh done generating. Well, no, because we're calling this. Let me look at what chunk is this? X equals -2, Y equals -2, Z equals 0. Okay, so we have a init, we have on create physics state. We loaded the points, the PCG points, and then we did get handle mesh done generating. Okay. Now, what do we have here? F navigation octree add node empty bounds. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why did it have empty bounds? That's interesting. I should be setting that in a init terrain chunk, right? Where are we using this at? Literally nowhere. Okay, so that's not that's not what I'm looking for. Dynamic chunk mesh. Right. Right. It's all coming back to me. Well, of course I know the man who wrote this code. It's me. Okay, these are the bounds. Now, should I get rid of that? I should get rid of that other bounds. There's a built-in bounds that I should be using instead. Oh, but this is the bounds on the component, not the actor. Okay, so a little bit different. Let's see here. Why would this have happened? We added the navigation octree node, but but the bounds were not set, I guess. Should we call update bounds manually? Is that init chunk mesh? Okay, where are you called from? You are called from init terrain chunk, which is called before handle mesh done generates. So yeah, why is bounds empty there? Let me trace this real quick. Yeah, we should get past that because the previous LOD, new LOD index. Wait, hang on. Would we even get past that? Okay, maybe we don't get that. We're not even using previous LOD index, are we? We may need to. Okay, so this would have returned false, right? LOD index would have been 0. So it would not have changed. Oh, where the hell was I? Calc LOD, yes. Okay, so where were you called from again? Up here. And so we would have gotten here. Build a mesh viewer not within, do not build a mesh viewer, okay. Yeah, I'm wondering if we just didn't get here and therefore we didn't. We do run PCG. Which we are serializing the has run PCG flag, so we shouldn't be running it again, which means we go to finish generating, which means we do update component in nav tree. But I mean, we did get to call PCG ISMCs. So we did get there. Okay, why? But we got there before handle mesh done generating. On create physics state. Let me look at that. Oh, we run PCG from here as well. Okay, so maybe we're not. That's weird. I don't like that. Why? It doesn't have a physics state. Why is that getting called? I don't like that. It doesn't make sense. Has valid physics state. What do you even do? Do you do anything? Body instance is valid body instance. I mean, I suppose it's always valid, right? I mean, it's kind of like a... of course, like 9 files later. Oh, it just says handle not equal to null pointer. Okay, so yeah, that's probably doing nothing. Why is this on create physics state getting called? I don't think I want it to. I mean, I guess it's not hurting anything. It's just weird. Especially because I'm not actually creating physics. Okay, let's try again with that LOD index change. Let me look back at that. Yeah, maybe we're just not getting to the right stuff at the right time. New LOD index. If previous LOD index, which initializes to -1, and we don't serialize it, which means it'll always return true at least one time after serialization. Then we set previous, if we get past that previous LOD index equals LOD index equals new LOD index return true. Okay, yeah, I think we're good there. So let's clear, let's stop. Let's load from main menu this time. Load. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay, everything broke. Everything broke. Okay, we're not even generating anything. Oh no. Okay, that just broke everything, didn't it? Okay. It did not like that. Okay, back to what we had before. Okay, let's try that again. Run that back. Okay, that loads beautifully. Now, there goes the nav mesh. There she... Jesus Christ. It does not seem to like the trees very much. It's like when it goes to a different slope. Yeah, what is this? Anyways, yeah, we're not generating the we're not generating navigation here, and we should be. Yeah, so I don't get the changed to blah blah blah. Now what about for this chunk? Let me look at x equals -1, y equals -2, z equals 2. Okay, yeah, or z equals 0. Yeah. So this one does get update called, but it does have the empty bounds issue as well. Okay, so all of these have empty bounds. I wonder if I should let's just call update bounds manually after. I mean, the thing is, like, we should be calling it, so. Knit terrain chunk. Although this needs to happen afterwards. Do this. I think this is what I'll want. Let me look at this real quick again. Update terrain chunk. Yeah, and then nothing happens here. Because LOD has not changed. But then why did my changes... Why did they be all bad and stuff? Okay, let's just see if this fixes the issue. This isn't necessarily how I want to handle it, but let's just see. I feel like maybe I should update bounds before that goes. Load. Oh, I am loving how fast that's working, though. That is just beautiful. So much faster than just generating it from scratch every time. Okay, come on. Do we get navigation over here? No. The answer is no. Okay, that did not work. Okay. And you know what? I get that. I get that. You don't want to work? I don't want to work. Can't imagine. Can't imagine. Okay, load. Boom. Oh, that's so fast. So fast. Okay, I'm just waiting a little bit for the navigation to generate. Oh, I had it drawn, so let me turn that off for a second. Okay, so that didn't work either. That didn't work either. Now, we should have the nav data. We are serializing that. Okay, update bounds. That was a bust. We're just going to recall that. Calc LOD. Yeah, so... New LOD index equals... Yeah, why didn't the previous one work? That should be -1. And I'm not using that anywhere, right? Okay, so... So this is what I was doing before, right? Or I should be doing. That's what I was doing, and then nothing spawned. Or I guess it was all just in the unrendered state. And I suppose it was in the unrendered state because the player distance returned max float. Yeah, which would make it unrendered. But then why didn't the terrain controller like rerun the calculation? Why didn't it rerun the calculation? What, let me look up. I have a ton of runs in here, actually. Okay. Let's load that again. Okay. Endless terrain. Okay, so init gets called before on Serialize does. Okay. Which means, do we actually calculate closest trunk chords before we're serializing? And then if we do this, let me save and run live coding. If we do that, nothing ever gets updated. Uh-oh. What happened here? What do we have here? We're calling init multiple times, I presume. Uh-oh. Something weird's happening here in the logs. Okay, something happened where we're trying to... Is that the old logs? That might have been the old logs. Assertion failed is in game thread. Where did that happen from? For terrain chunk 0. Trunk chords is empty. I guess that makes sense for loading, but then why are we, Why is this getting called? It seems like that was getting called multiple times or something. Or did this just never get unbounded or something? Like they didn't garbage collect the rain chunks? This says it's all already registered. Let me try that again. We're just gonna run that back. Okay, let's just load that again. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Okay, let's just look at the 000. Okay, so init it changed to unrendered. And it never changed back. Yeah, I don't want that to happen, actually. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, undo that. I get why this is weird. Let me look up where this is happening from. You see specifically what it's looking at to determine this. There we go. Bounds get size is nearly 0. Okay. Why is why is bounds nearly 0? So I guess I can probably do this check. Bounds never gets updated, which is weird because what do I call it here? I do a init chunk mesh, which updates bounds. I guess I don't need the location part there, do I? But doesn't hurt. Yeah, why is terrain chunk size not? Put a breakpoint there. I want to know why that's happening. Yeah, init terrain chunks happening right here. What? Terrain gen per. Okay, did terrain is God damn, I can't speak. Range in params. Why isn't it I guess it happens as a part of spawning. Okay, so that makes sense, right? If I continue, I want to find the call that happens not from spawning. Oh boy, we're going to be here for a minute. Okay, change plans. Change plans. Never mind, that's not going to be good. Yeah, go up here. Change plans. There we go. Okay, log it from there. Super Zelen Freaks, hello. Welcome in. We are trying to figure out why some of our procedural generated terrain chunks are not being serialized properly such that the navigation is not generating on top of them. It seems they have invalid bounds. We're trying to figure out why. They shouldn't. They should not. Let's go ahead and rebuild. Okay, let's try that again. Respect that I'm coding. Oh, I've been coding for many, many years. Been coding for like 14 years now. That's insane. Okay. Load again. Yeah, I know. I feel old now that I said that. Okay, so that never got hit. Okay, so I guess it's just... I guess this doesn't... Okay, let me look back through the flow here. We init. We handle mesh done generating. We update terrain chunk. And I guess it should have the updated bounds by this point, right? Let me see. Why? Yeah, it's because we never get in here, right? And we never... I should manually... Yeah, I should just manually call the function. Feels kind of bad, but where is it? Finished generating. Yeah, I don't need all of that because some of that already just gets called, doesn't it? Let me go over. There's our nav mesh. Supposed to be generating on these empty tiles here. X equals -2, Y equals -2, Z equals 0. Yeah, so the PCG loading does happen, so we don't need to call that again. Can I give you tips for learning programming? I think my tip would be to learn by doing. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate that. Yeah, learn. I mean, and this is just going based off of what how I've learned. I'm self-taught. I don't have a college education. But I always learned by doing. You know, there are some great tutorials out there and stuff like that. But anytime I would follow like a programming tutorial, it just wouldn't stick, right? Because I wouldn't be doing anything with the knowledge, with the information. So I preferred to figure out a project that I was interested in, even if it was something that I didn't understand how to do. And then I would just figure out how to do it through a lot of Googling and a lot of trial and error. And yeah, so learn by doing. And then you're going to get to a point where you don't know how to do something. That's what you need to search. That's what you need to learn next, right? So it's kind of like a create your own tutorial almost. That's how I learned. What language is the best to learn? I would probably pick Python or JavaScript are both super simple languages. Those are weakly type languages, though, so that's not going to help you with any kind of game development, really. C# would be good for if you're wanting to learn Unity, if you're wanting to get into Unity game development. I would not pick C++. Java is also a lot of college courses start with Java as well, but that's I have a love-hate relationship with Java, so I personally would probably pick like JavaScript or Python because they're pretty simple languages, but they are weakly typed, so that has its own issues. Well, thankfully in Unreal Engine, you don't really need to know how to code. You can use blueprints, which is nice for a lot of people. I guess I just need to do this. Where am I? Up here? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that here, maybe? No, let's do it after, because PCG is going to do its thing. Whoop. Do it after. Okay, let's see if that gives us the navigation. What can I do with Python? That's a very open-ended question. Python is a very popular language, so there's a lot you can do with it. I'd say it's used a lot in like AI development. That's where it's very popular. A lot of scripting and stuff like that. I don't like blueprints. Hey, I'm right there with you. But I am a programmer by default, so that's why I don't like them. I can just think better in C++ than blueprints. Yeah, like a lot of the AI, like TensorFlow and PyTorch and stuff like that, a lot of those are written in or Python libraries. Python is the glue that holds C++ together. Is that true? That doesn't seem true. There it is. There's our navigation. That's what we're supposed to look like. Blueprints are boring. I just hate managing the spaghetti noodles. Like, I hate having to attach them and align them, and ugh. Anytime you get into any arithmetic or like branching and logic, it just gets messy so fast. It's like, dude, this would be like one line of code. There's like some web. You can do like APIs in Python. Django's a pretty popular like back-end interface for Python that has like a front-end component as well. Most stuff made in Python actually runs C++. The Python is just gluing shit together. So I feel like maybe saying that is a bit backwards. Like, I get what you mean. But it's more so like C++ is holding Python together by nature of actually doing things. My dude, Bush Toy, welcome in. Yeah, if you make something cool, by all means, come back and tell us about it. You can do a lot of stock stuff, a lot of finance libraries in Python as well. A lot of data processing stuff, the pandas, data frames and stuff. It's not very boring though. You want to pick a project that you're actually interested in. There is like some level of Python in Unreal Engine too, right? Like, I've seen many a mention in the Unreal Engine docs, as glorious as the docs are. What's my project here? Yeah, so today we're working on, I've got some procedural terrain here. Runtime generated procedural terrain. And we got some stuff spawned on top of it. And I'm just trying to get it to serialize and stuff. And so this should be like generating and stuff in the distance. And done with that for now. And I want to iterate on some of the systems that are going to go on top of this, so I don't want to have to like generate it from scratch every time. So I was working on the serialization. What do you use to make designs? What do you mean by designs? I think the answer is nothing. And what we have here is actually like, there's actually a lot of chunks out there being generated. It's very laggy. Displaying the nav mesh is very laggy, but these chunks are generated, they're just not rendered. There's actually not a mesh there at all. And this is just raw vertex and index data, and I'm doing that to save on memory. Because I want to get the entire world generated. I'll show what the world looks like here. Okay, let me turn off the net. There we go. So it's not laggy as hell. Here's the world. Trees, equipment. Oh, it's all like placeholder assets. It's all stuff I picked up from like the free for the week or humble bundles and stuff like that. So none of the art is done by myself. But yeah, here's the world map. It's also procedurally generated. And each one of these different colors is like a different zone. And each pixel on here is a terrain chunk. So if I were to pop out here, I click right there, that terrain chunk, there's a pixel on here that relates to that. So my goal is to get as much of this, not rendered, but like generated as possible and in memory. Because I'm going to do a Colony Sim on top of this. RPG plus Colony Sim plus Roguelite. And I want the Colony Sim going at all times. Like, I don't want to like fake it. I don't want to simulate it. You know, I want the colonists to actually be moving around. So that's why we need the nav mesh. We need the nav mesh there with just the raw data. Don't actually need things rendered or meshes generated. But I do need that there such that I can move the entities around for the ECS system I built. So hopefully that'll be efficient enough to, yeah, keep the whole thing running regardless of where the player is at in the world. So none of that sphere of influence stuff. Maybe we'll have to do a little bit of that. We'll see what we can get away with, but that's the goal. Do I need a good PC? You'd have to ask Google that. I'm not sure what the... I'm sure a 4070 is plenty for Unreal Engine. So yeah, I think we're looking good now that we got the nav mesh working. And we can run around and things are generating. So when do I want to... Let's see, is the underground terrain looking good? Do we have navigation there? We do. Okay, yeah, so I think next step is to actually serialize the nav mesh as well. Okay, how would I want to serialize the... Let me look at my recast nav mesh. Yeah, have a good night. So you're just generating it once. Yeah, that's the idea. Generate it once, and then it's going to be like deformable and stuff like that too. I have a little bit of that working, so deformable terrain. So we'll need to save that each time a player deforms a terrain as well. But generate it once, save it, and that way we can load back in faster. We'll see how much data that is. Probably going to be like gigs of data to generate the whole world. The whole world is 128 by 128 terrain chunks, 12,000 Unreal units each, so it's probably bigger than both I need it to be and than it can be. So we may need to reduce the size of the world. Okay, so how should I serialize the nav mesh? Wicked Blue from YouTube, hello. Oh, and that showed up in nice. That showed up in my little chat window thingy here. That's good. I've actually not had a chatter from YouTube in a long time. Restream does that for me. That's actually very nice that they do that. Yeah, I wonder if I should just like... Let's do a, do one of these things here. On begin play. On begin play, let's do what is all this? I don't want this, I don't think. Keep the logs, we need that. Do the same thing that the endless terrain does here. Pop that bad boy in there. Yeah, we can include that. So we're gonna add this, and it needs to be a save game object. There we go. Include that. Yeah. Let's implement that. Okay. So on begin play, we're going to subscribe it to the save game system. And then on serialize, what do we do here? I guess it should have a built-in serialize function, but I have not had luck with the built-in serialize functions here. I mean, fuck it. We'll just see if that... Let's just see if it works by default. So let's rebuild that. If that works by default, oh, I'm going to be so happy. I'm going to be so happy. This is turning into kind of a dummy thick commit here. 37 files. Oh, my coworkers would eviscerate me if I tried to submit this. Be like, nah, I'm not reviewing that. Yeah, I do kind of want to clean up this serialize function is a little nasty. A little nasty. A lot of these I can like just automatically do. Oh, I turned off the is save game thing. Okay, never mind, never mind. Yeah, I'm still toying around with how I want my overall save system to work. I don't fully understand it. And I was playing around with this AR as save game, which apparently allows it allows you to like automatically serialize things, but only things marked with this save game U property, if this is set to true. So that sounded nice, but then it was like I would try to like serialize something internal to the engine, and nothing internal to the engine has that tag on it, so I couldn't serialize it. I would have to like manually do it. So that was kind of annoying. So I don't know if I'll end up using that or not. Let's switch back over to the level. From scratch here. Okay, so the nav mesh should be generating here. Nice, okay. We're just gonna wait for everything to finish generating. What is happening? Working over here, or maybe we just didn't get out there. Okay, now it's working. Never mind. Ignore me. I'm gonna turn that off. It'll go a little bit faster if I turn that off. Okay, everything's done generating. Nav mesh is just gonna continuously load. Let's let that load. Let's actually let that load until it hits all the chunks within radius. Invisible radius here. And then we're gonna save, and we're gonna load, and we're gonna see if the nav mesh loads back. Let's actually, I want to throw a breakpoint in there as well, just to make sure it's actually getting hit. Yeah. Okay. Nav mesh, are we done? That looks like a nice square. Yeah, I think we're done generating that there. I don't see any more. Okay, let's save. Okay, it did get hit. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, we saved. Now let's end. Go to main menu. Load. Okay, we hit it again. is this gonna just work? No. The answer is no. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, because I do not want to regenerate that every time. That's quite bad. Quite bad. This may be more complicated than just doing this manually like this. It is a runtime generated nav mesh, as I'm sure you could see, so that might come with some caveats here. If we're loading, you should probably step through this function and figure out what's happening here. Recast nav mesh size bytes. Okay, what does Serialize recast nav mesh do here? Okay. Files to save. Okay, so it does look like it's doing what I would want it to. I guess maybe it's just an issue of how it's applied. Failed to allocate. Yeah, did we get any logs or anything? I'll need to check over here. A navigation data, rebuild all. Okay. I don't like, that's probably not what I want to be called. Probably not what I want. Post edit change property. That's an editor thing. On world init done, can rebuild and is allowed to rebuild. I just have like a weird case here because like I'm reading this comment. It says allowing full rebuild of the entire nav mesh only for the fully dynamic generated modes. Other modes partly rely on the serialized data and full rebuild would wipe it out. I think that's probably what's happening to me. I'm in this like weird in-between state where it's like I want the runtime generation because I have runtime generated terrain chunks. So I do need it to update as those come online. And I can't wait for the whole thing to finish building before I start gameplay. But after it's done generating, I don't need it to change all that much. I mean, I do have the terrain deformation, like I said before, but that's a pretty isolated thing. And I feel like usually runtime generation is used for... Like, usually it just follows the player around, right? And it's for games that, like, they don't need enemies online or NPCs online walking around when the player's not there, so they use, like, nav invokers or something like that, so... Yeah, I'm kind of in this weird in-the-middle state here. I wonder if I should just, like, bypass this whole fucking function. Does this do anything important that I need to know about? Is it, first of all, is this a virtual function? It is. Wonderful. We love that. We love that. Now, this is navigation system. Ooh, okay. Maybe I should nav data. Nav data, I believe, is the rebuild all. I believe this is the recast nav mesh class. The base class. Recast navigation data, yeah. Rebuild all, okay, cool. Okay, cool. And that is virtual as well. Okay, so Yeah, we'll do it here, and we'll just like do nothing if we're loading. Maybe that'll help us here. And this is just a fucking guess, honestly. This is a kind of a wild guess here. Yeah, so super rebuild all. We do want that. Now, save game subsystem. Don't we have whether this is like a new game or not? Where did I put that? Is that on game instance? What did I name my game instance? There we go. Is new game. I do have it. Okay, so back to the nav mesh. What we're going to do here is get world. Do this above there. Get world. Get game instance. Cast that to a my game instance. Auto game instance. If game instance new game is new game, rebuild all. Otherwise, do nothing. And honestly, I could call the serialize from that, but don't necessarily need to. Let me look here and let me make sure that this is updated as I suspect. Load game sets that to false when the load game gets called. Load game start. Okay, so that that will work perfectly actually. Okay, let's rebuild that. I'm gonna be actually, if this just works perfectly after this one Shot in the Dark change, I'm gonna be very happy. I'll be very happy. Digging into the nav mesh and the navigation generation code was not what I would call fun. It wasn't fun. And I'll need to do a little bit more actually, and maybe this is a good time to do it after I get this working. But there's also a function called what is it, sort dirty nav tiles or something like that. Sort dirty, where is it? It's somewhere. Oh no, it's in the nav generator. Yeah, I'm gonna have to update that because it runs on the game thread and it's quite slow. And I don't think it needs to run on the game thread, so I need to override a bunch of functions to inject my own nav generator into the nav mesh, overwrite this function to then kick it off into a background thread to sort these dirty tiles or whatever. And then I'll probably need to block it from reading those dirty tiles while that's happening. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. I looked into it a little bit and I have a concept of a plan. The fucking guy on the Segway came back. Fucking knocked on the door. Dude, I don't want your goddamn pest control or whatever the hell you're selling. All you're doing is upsetting the doggos. Okay. What were we testing? Yes, rebuilding the nav mesh. So I already saved it. Let's assume that got saved properly and let's load and see what happens. Okay, it did not. Now, did I get the rebuild all? Okay, so that still got logged. I don't like that. Let me throw that in there, run live coding. Let's make sure that's not getting hit. Or let me look where that's called from. Rebuild all. Building nav data. Cool. Hit description. Bum, bum, bum. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I guess let's load. Okay, so we got there. Is new game is true even though I clicked load? Okay. That's a problem. Are we loading through this method? I feel like we should be. Okay, load again. Yeah, okay, so when is that getting set to true? Yeah, let me find usages of that again. Close tab. Is new game... Oh, if the game is not new in loading in player. Once frame loaded. Okay, yeah, maybe I don't need that. Oh, I think that was, I think I don't... Yeah, I definitely don't need to be doing that. I think that was me trying to shoehorn this in to work. Oh, yeah, because the player is not going to spawn. Yeah, okay, so... And that's probably fine for now. I'm just gonna comment that out, because I don't think I actually... Let's rebuild. Rebuild it all, close, stop. Cut it down, you stop. Rebuild, okay. Okay. Yeah, I did have player serialization working at some point as well. I've just made so many foundational changes to the systems in my game. It just has broken everything time and time again. Okay, so load game. Yeah, we got there. Verified that. Okay, I have not hit the rebuild all navigation yet. And I still haven't. Okay, it worked. Hell yeah. Okay, it's rebuilding things here. I don't like that. Okay, it did serialize now. That was a shot in the fucking dark. Now, why are we... So the nav mesh does this, man. Ugh, annoying. I'm guessing it's because things have loaded in, you know? I wonder if there's any getting away from it. It's good because I still have the nav mesh, even though it still is, it's like 30, but I know it's up to date. And I can just let... And yeah, that runs very fast too, right? If the display is turned off in the nav mesh, that seems like it just runs fucking instantly. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Let's get this commit sent off here before we just shoehorn in more stuff. Should I? Yeah, we're gonna clean it up a little bit. Let's clean up this on serialize function. I don't like how big this is. This is a big function. I don't like it. This one... What do I want to do with these functions? Oh, Fawn already does the registering, so I can get rid of that, I think. Yeah, let's... That, yeah, we're already adding instance component, attaching, setting custom floats. Yeah, okay, so got rid of a little bit there. That's good. I think I can get rid of the name and class path now too here, because we're doing the descriptor. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, we get rid of that. Get rid of that. We will need to resave. Num ISMCs, we can probably put that up here. I guess I don't, if we're loading, then we're gonna run this get components thing here too, but that's not really a big deal because there's gonna be none, so. Don't know that I care about that much. And then that'll be 0, and then we're just, yeah, that seems fine. Okay. Let's actually, and let's do this. This seems kind of weird. I don't know, this seems kind of weird. I mean, I'll just comment it out. It feels a little weird, but it's cleaner. Yeah, I just want to clean up the serialize function, really. I guess that log kind of explains it already. Done loading. On serialize, finder add, yeah. Done generating save names, yeah. I guess this is as clean as it's gonna get. Let's run live coding here. We'll need to test this out. From a nice fresh level. Okay, go away. Does new game work here still? It does, okay, cool. Uh-oh. Oh, that's fine, that's fine. So I'm checking work emails at the same time here. Okay, we're still generating. Snap mesh, go away, don't need you anymore. Yes, generate all of the things. Okay. Fresh save. Okay, load. Did I get any errors there? I don't think so. My player has not spawned yet. My player has not spawned yet. Okay, so that's an issue. Everything else looks like it has spawned properly. The navigation needs to be continuously generating, though. Okay. Why isn't it? Oh, probably because the player isn't in. Oh yeah, I haven't released the building lock yet. Yeah. Okay, so why isn't the player spawning? Yeah. Player needs to spawn in from serialization. Should I just do that right now? Ugh. Let's try that again. Let's stop, drop, settle down, open up shop. Is this... Did I not pick up the latest changes here? Yeah, I don't think I have the latest changes here. For whatever reason. It's a pretty little bridge. Bro, if I could procedurally generate this little scene right here, oh, that would be it. That would be a chef's kiss. Okay, let's try again. Okay, so yeah, we still didn't load. Why? Okay, so we're just never reaching this now. And terrain loaded implementation. Chunks finished generating, which happens from here. Yeah, so I guess when we've serialized, when we're loading, we don't begin here. This is on chunk finish generating though. Okay, let me throw a breakpoint here. I want to see what the player chunks to load variable looks like. Okay. So I should be calling that. Yeah. It's empty. Okay. Sick. Okay, so do I want that flow to work the same? It probably should. Like I don't think I want to let serialization spawn my character. Because I don't know that it'll necessarily be deterministic as to when it gets serialized. Okay, now this is fucking getting hit. But wait. Okay, but we're not hitting the... What? But we're not hitting the spawn player function. Spawn player is new game. False. Yeah, why isn't this getting hit? It's true. What? Yeah, it's getting hit over and over again. And is navigation also not doing anything? Yeah, because we haven't released the building lock. Start generate navigation. Okay. It would be nice if you would cooperate with me here. My own code. Is this an old, like... Sometimes Ryder is weird with the saving. Maybe I didn't have that part saved. Because this just don't make no sense. Moxie. Okay, let's load now. Okay, now we got here. Yeah, okay. There we are. Okay, now my player has 0 health and is level 0, and I have no inventory. Did my player get serialized? He might have. Yeah, but we're gonna look at the... Okay, we're still not building. We didn't release the lock, I guess. We're still not building the nav mesh. It should be building. Right? Let me do this. Let me get something to start generating here, and we'll see if the nav mesh continues. Okay. Is it going now? Yeah, okay, now it's going. Is that just the navigation finished generating? It's not going outside these bounds, which doesn't seem right. I have chunks out here, clearly. Okay, maybe the rebuild all needs to happen. Shit, okay. Maybe I was too little overzealous with just not doing this at all. But it was continuing to generate. Nav data generator. Rebuild all. Okay, what happens in here? Recreate, recast nav mesh. So I don't. Okay, I don't think that's what I want. Okay, let me just always do this. We're gonna look at the difference here. Okay, load. Boom, there we are. Okay, so yeah, that'll just start from scratch, but I want to see how far out this goes. So I'm just gonna let that cook for a second here. I'm gonna wait for, there's gonna be a log that says it's finished generating. Oh, we're waiting. It's almost done. Okay, but it did go like the full distance, it seems. It seems done-ish. Okay. But when I like... I don't know... Okay, we're gonna end that. Now we're gonna look at that real quick. when we don't rebuild all. Yeah, we're stuck in this weird radius. Recast nav mesh. I'm trying to figure out if it like didn't serialize some of the properties correctly or something, or like overwrote them incorrectly. It is set to runtime generation. Look at x equals -4, y equals -4, z equals 0. Okay, it never said that it like had invalid nav, whatever. What was it, add node or something? Yeah, so that actually doesn't pop up for anything anymore. Which is good, but then it's also like, why is the navigation just not continuing? I should have released the building lock on it. I mean, I did see it rebuilding. I just didn't see it continuing past. Not see it continuing past where it stopped. Let's try to get like a fresh load in here. New game. Fresh save, I mean. And then we're just gonna save it, we're gonna take a peek here at the nav mesh, and we're just gonna let everything generate. I will save it here in a second when the nav mesh is like partially done. Let's yeah, let's just do right now. Why not? Save it. Okay. Load game. Now another thing is we saved that before it generated everything. Okay, see now it's like it is continuing this time. We have some missing tiles. Uh-oh. And also the endless terrain did not recalculate. Yeah, so we still got some work to do in endless terrain. Why didn't that... Was that like the edge of where I saved it? Were those like the in progress tiles or something like that? And let me see if just like kicking off generation again fixes that issue. There we go. Can we get those filled back in, please? No. Oh, okay, yeah, if it's filling in some of them. These other ones in the corners are not filling in, though. Yeah, that's an issue. I can't have that. I can't have that. No bueno. Let's load back in and we'll just see if that's the case every time. Yeah, it seems to be. Okay, yeah, I mean it does fix it. Yeah, if you change a property in the editor, it'll rebuild nav. And I make a call to update component in nav tree. Oh man. Yeah, get those out of there. Huh. Okay. Let's new game. Try it again. Let's see if that's repeatable. It probably is. Probably is. Huh. Why does it do that? Yeah, that's bad. That is bad. I wonder if I should what can I do here? We call the on serialize. I mean, should we like pause or something? Can we pause? Probably have to like get the nav system or whatever. Yeah. Let me just see what functions do we have on this guy. I know we can add a navigation build block. So should we should add a lock and then wait for generation to finish? Maybe? I don't know how long that would take though. And like you'd want to be able to save at like runtime, right? Like auto saving and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that like the in progress tiles are what's causing the issue. Okay, let's do this and we'll just try to add a lock. I don't think this is gonna work. Let's add a lock and then serialize it. There's not any like weights or anything now. Maybe I should just call build after this. Triggers navigation building on all eligible navigation data. Doesn't do a rebuild. Discard navigation data chunks. Okay, that doesn't sound like what I want. I can try that though. I can still try this. Build. Getting I'm running remaining build tasks. Can rebuild. Okay, let's try this build one. This seems like it might just be a silver bullet here. Serialize, then do the build thing. Hopefully that doesn't just like chuck all our nav data here. Okay, so let's do a fresh run here, new game. Okay. Save. Uh-oh. Okay. that did take a second. Fuck. Okay, that still didn't work. Now, is the problem that it's not saving correctly or not loading correctly? Let's just do this on both. Well, if we'll do this. Is saving. Saving, add the lock. We're saving, nav system, remove lock. If we're loading, build. So don't do the build thing on save. We'll try that. Yeah, we'll start this over. So new game. Okay. Save the game. Load the game. What is this? What is this? Why are you mad? You don't have an owner? Okay, I think this is some async fucksy wuxiness happening. Nothing was null there. Did I do the save? Yeah, I did the save. The load is what failed. So let's load. Yeah. Oh, that looks... No, it doesn't look better. Fuck. These goddamn tiles, man. I wonder if we should, like, get rid of the dirty tiles or something like that. Has dirty areas queued. Can I... Dirty. Dirty tiles and bounds. Hit generators is const. No, it does return a pointer. Okay, what can I do here? Dirty. Rebuild dirty areas. Let's try that. Ooh, but I gotta pass in dirty areas here. I wonder if I should only be serializing certain things. Like maybe I should only serialize the tab tiles. I think maybe it's serialized. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. So, generator, rebuild dirty areas, dirty. How do I get the dirty areas? I could just give it the bounds of the whole thing. Rebuild dirty area. Inclusion bounds. That it's protected. What else do I have? Re-add tiles. Get total bounds. That sounds good. Or get inclusion bounds. Let's do that because that's what I saw the other one get used for. Get inclusion bounds. What? What? Do I have to cast it? What? Yeah, I guess I have to cast it, don't I? Okay. Cast. This needs to get cast to A, recast. No. U, recast. What is it? The U or A? It's F. Okay, I was wrong. Are you a class? You are a class. Okay. Okay, that is not the syntax. Oh, it has to be F navigation dirty area. So wait. Where did I see you call from? As dirty. So I gotta do this thing. Okay. And on navigation bounds changed. Should I just call this function? Public? Let's just call that function. Why am I recreating the wheel here? I mean, I know I love doing that in Unreal Engine, but this wheel may actually work. Okay. Try that again. Load. Still bad. Still bad. Every wheel can be remade better, faster, and stronger. Dude, I will make the most circular wheel you've ever seen. How you doing, Odd? Good to see ya. We're trying to figure out why the nav mesh after serialization doesn't want to behave. Does not want to behave. Or wait, this is inclusion. I'll do it myself. Rebuild dirty areas. Go, there we go. Okay, we're gonna try this. Probably not gonna work. Probably not going to work. Yeah, it seems like whenever I'm serializing any of like the in progress or like the dirty tiles or in progress tiles or whatever that are generating don't what is this? They don't they never get rebuilt. You can use cast on a type that is not a U object or interface. Did I do that? I was doing that before, wasn't I? I guess I have to use like a... Let's use a C-style cast then. Isn't that how you do it? Or no, I have to do this as well, right? There we go. Okay. Okay, that worked. Okay, so let's load our game here. Yeah, that did seemed like it rebuilt the whole thing. It seemed like it rebuilt the whole thing. Okay, let's let that fully build. I'm gonna resave it. And we're just gonna see if it I guess I'm literally calling rebuild dirty areas. Okay, I don't think that's actually the function I want. Yeah, that's essentially what I just bypassed. Determines whether this generator is performing navigation building actions at this moment. Yeah, I think I need to wait for all that to finish somehow. It'd be nice if there was a on navigation, export navigation data. On nav mesh generation finished. Thing is, like, I can't just wait for it all to finish because there could be like a lot queuing up, right? And dude, there's like 0% chance there's anything on Google about this. Unreal Engine runtime generated nav mesh serialization. No shot. No shot. Anything about serialization here. It was already so little on the runtime nav mesh. Generate your own nav mesh. Zero results, yeah. I've definitely hit the zero results Google response before. Procedural generation. Posted a workaround to force the nav mesh to rebuild. I can rebuild navigation. Not the issue though. It's not the issue though. I wonder if I can just do like a is. Because it does like a little bit in the background each frame. Cancel build. May block until current running async tasks are finished. Ensure build completion. Blocks until build is complete. Both of those sound like... Let's try cancel build, but I think we want to do that on save, right? Cancel build. Is saving. If we're saving, cancel the build. We serialize, continue build, right? Is there a continue build? Please. Yes. Okay, what does cancel build do? I hate that it doesn't go to this one. Cancel build. Okay. Discard current building tasks. So adding the building lock didn't help. This running dirty tile seems like... Maybe I set this to empty. Maybe I set this to empty on... Sure of that. Git generator empty. Oh, I gotta cast it again. Okay, hang on. Jenny. Okay, the Jenny running. Oh, it's protected, you son of a fucking bitch. Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay, where else is this used at? Oh, and you just know that this is getting serialized. Okay, I wonder... Yeah, I asked this before, but should I only serialize, like, the build tiles? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Let me just search for the word tiles. Where does it save the tiles at? Oh god, that was a bad idea. 88 results. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's look in the recast nav mesh itself. Crazy. When you don't spell tiles right, there's no responses. Get active tiles. Use get active tile set instead. Okay, where are you? My generator active tile set. Okay. Now, what do you include? What's your freight? What are you carrying in here? We reset and then add. Restrict building to active tiles. Okay, hang on. Why would we do that? Is in active set. Oh, this isn't vibing. This isn't giving me good vibes here. I don't think this is This tile, detour mesh, get tile, tile index, tile count. Detour mesh. Yeah, with all this shit being protected, I can't really just manually, my work computer is installing an update and it just made my KVM switch over. Friend. Nav mesh. Ah, friend. Yeah, okay, I feel like that's not a, I'm not gonna go down that route. Okay, so just deleted all that shit, didn't I? Cancel build. That feels promising. But I need a way to restart the build, right? And rebuild all rebuilds all. So I wonder, wasn't there just a build? Which one was that on? Build, nav, system. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, this has a build and a cancel build. What does cancel build here do? It will call the cancel build get generated. Okay. God. I should unplug it. That's what I should do. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, now that's not going to happen anymore. Yeah, let's fix the issue. Yeah. So if we are saving, cancel the build, cancel it, and then restart it, or do the build. Wait, didn't I do that? And I determined that would just rebuild everything. Spawn missing navigation. Dirty tiles in build bounds. Rebuild all. Son of a fucking bitch, man. Rebuild all like ditches all the nav data, which I don't want. I don't want that. What does this call internally to like... what do you do internally? Construct tiled nav mesh? Are you public? No, you're not. I fucking hate my life. Try to take gameplay events past their limit, I believe. Now I must recreate the one event bus to rule them all. Hey, man. They say global state, global this, global that. Not good, but man, is it easy to work with. Isn't there a, isn't there like a global message system built into Unreal or something? Event buses are not the solution. What is the solution? I thought there was some sort of global, like, gameplay message system. Is this what I'm thinking of? Yeah, because this is what Lyra uses. There's a gameplay messenger, but it's not replicated out of the box. So what would you rather do? Recreate that from scratch, or just do the replication from scratch? Broadcasts are not network replicated unless explicitly replicated via RPC. So you can do it. You just gotta do it yourself. And if you're gonna rebuild it, you know, might as well. Because this is, I'm pretty sure this is like what does the nameplates in Lyra, right? And also, I figured out. Let me show you this. This is like a hacky. Now, there is precedence for this within the Unreal Engine source code, because that's where I found it. Where's Funky Wonks at? Funky Wonks. Here we go. Okay, so the way the PCG framework does a callback to your component, because you can give it a list of function names to call when it's done generating. You can just like find user functions and then just call it. Johnny B, welcome in, guys. How we doing? Good evening, everyone. We're talking about Funky Wonks right now. We're talking Funky Wonks. Oh yeah, you came in on some Dark Souls background music. Beloved, exactly. How was your stream, buddy? What are you working on? How'd it go? We're trying to convince Odd that I guess we're on team no message bus. I'm not quite sure, but I was explaining that I found a way to just like generically call a function by a function name to decouple classes. And there's this like PCG helpers find user functions. And you could just copy this, right? Like this right here is what I ended up copying. I use this somewhere, right? Yeah. So you can just find a function by name and call it. The only caveat is that it's got to be like this add PCG ISMC. The name has to be the same. The payload has to be a single struct parameter. And then it's got to be a call an editor U function. So, a couple caveats there. Deep, frustrating bug fixing. Is there anything else? It's like a deep tissue massage, though. Like, it hurts, but it's good for you. It was in my A-star pathfinding algorithm. Oh, damn, that's deep. That is a deep tissue massage right there. Found it just as I closed UE. Oh, I can't work on this anymore than it came to me. It's always how it is, though, right? Forgot to check if the start and destination location are the same before doing the pathfinding. Yeah, gotta have that acceptance radius there, you know? Were you getting like the you know, when your character is just like redoing pathfinding over and over again and just jittering all over the place? We're trying to fix nav mesh stuff here, specifically with serialization. So when I serialize the nav mesh, I have a runtime generated nav, right? And so it seems like when I serialize it, the like in progress building tiles or like the dirty tiles or something, they never get rebuilt. So there's like just gaps when I load back in. Either that or it rebuilds the whole thing, which is neither of those options is what I want. Any angle pathfinding. How you doing, Totally Unimodular? Haven't heard from you in a while. Hope you're well. Walks into a random diagonal corner. Me too. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to try this out where we cancel the build and then we build again, but the build seems to rebuild all. It is not what I wanted, so I was looking into... what was I looking into? Yeah, what rebuild all eventually does, which is construct tiled nav mesh. Recast nav generator init. Probably not what I want to call. I feel like that would dump my nav data as well. Could generate navigation everywhere. Be whole world navigable. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, removing it from edition since it's currently broken and I'm not sure we want it at all. Oh yeah, that's a wonderful to do to just come across. It actually sounded like I wanted that at one point. Doing a node grid. I feel like a node grid actually probably works quite well for what you're doing, though, Shawnee. Like the whole I don't want to call it turn-based, but like you call it super hot Dark Souls. Like the whole movement system you have when the user inputs like the different arrows. Like I feel like that works very well with a grid. I feel like that would probably quite good for what you need it for. Yeah, I don't know what I can do about this. Cancel build maybe seems like what I should do. I guess let's just see if that works. I mean, we're not going to do that because that's going to dump all the nav data, but we're also going to get rid of that as well. Just rebuild. Let's just see if this first, like, just makes it to where we don't guck up the nav mesh. And if it doesn't, then we can just ditch this approach altogether. Oh, Jesus Christ. What is this? What on earth is this? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What did I accidentally change? Save game serializer. What? Look at this. 43 unresolved externals. God, Tim Sweeney just came down and just pooped in my code, didn't he? What the fuck happened here? I feel like I accidentally changed an engine file or something. Do the same for serializing? Is there another option? I have not found another option that actually works. Okay, let's try a clean build, I guess. Clean solution. I don't know what the hell I did to warrant that kind of aggression from the engine. Quite rude, to be honest with you. Recast amp. Go back there. Yeah. Build support. Build order and support. Can we clean and build? Okay. This is gonna take a minute. Let's okay, cancel. Do that. If this doesn't immediately fail, I'm gonna go take my dogs outside while this runs, because this may take a minute. Okay, it's not immediately failing, so I'm gonna go take my dogs out. Be right back. Okay, that worked. That was a sick prank Tim Sweeney just pulled on me. Good one, Tim. Always the prankster. Okay, what was I doing? Yeah, I wanted to test if the cancel build thing would actually work properly. Okay, so new game. Fresh start. We're gonna generate from scratch here. Okay, so nav mesh is now generating. Okay, we're about, keep that size in your head. Oh god. Okay. I saved, let's just end. Oh, son of a bitch. This is what you get for working on background threads, kids. Background threads, not even once. You messing with the new RuneScape? There's a new RuneScape? Probably no. I never really messed with the old one. Maple Story was my jam, actually. Everyone was playing RuneScape and Club Penguin, and I was playing Maple Story like a little loser. It wasn't a good game. It's survival plus magic. How's it different from... 'cause I know they did the RuneScape 3D or whatever, right? Okay, let's load in. See if our nav mesh can properly continue building. Hey, that's kind of promising. I don't know if that just started rebuilding from scratch or not, though. Let's let it get a little bit bigger. Okay, that's big enough. Save that. And load. Oh, that's promising. Okay, I think that's. I think this approach is going to work. Then cancel build. You are now my friend. Thank you, cancel build. Yeah, because when we were trying this before without canceling the build before serializing, there were all these like empty tiles that never got rebuilt. But now it looks like that's good now. Now it looks like that's good now. Yep, that's how I'm going to say that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're not continuing building. Well, that's probably because we didn't generate everything. The one space elevator nav mesh. Yeah, we don't talk about that. Okay? Just ignore that. You didn't see that. Called Dragon Watt. I haven't tried it yet, but it might be your kind of game. Hey, the Oblivion just came out, so my slate is chock full. And I still haven't finished Baldur's Gate 3. I played Baldur's Gate 3 for like 100 hours in early access. I played Act 1 probably like 7 or 8 times. Haven't finished the game. You want world streaming, you need those async threads. Yeah, I mean, everything I'm doing is on the background thread. A lot of it's in a compute shader, though. My noise generation, I have three different compute shaders. Height map generation, 3D noise, marching cubes, all happening on the render thread. Okay, let's start from scratch again here. Oblivion, my favorite 30 FPS gameplay. Hey, my favorite streamers with their 6090s were running it with 140 FPS when they were inside a dungeon where you could only see, you know, the wall directly in front of them. So it's probably pretty good. Yeah, I think you just I don't think you have a medium hardware 5090 anymore. Recommended RAM was 32 gigs. That was fucking hilarious. 45 FPS on a 4090 outdoors. Yeah. It looks fucking sick, though. The game looks sick. Like, I'm not mad at it. You are doing the world gen on the GPU? That sounds inconvenient. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Writing HLSL is incredibly inconvenient. You wanna see some DP darkies here? Marching cubes. Wrong one. You want to see some trauma? Okay, it wasn't in there. Where is it? It's in height map generator, I think. Yeah. So structs. Okay, structs. Okay, you can send structs to the GPU, but you have to declare everything. Again, you have like there's 3 different forms of the struct. The struct you have on the CPU, like the intermediate struct, and then the struct that you're defining in the shader. And when you have to translate between those, you have to create the most ugly goddamn what are these called? Macros. Like I have nested macros. It's insane. Macro, and then there's another one somewhere, right? And then what I do for the height map is for each terrain chunk, there are eight neighbor chunks around that, and every biome or zone in my world can have a different set of parameterized terrain noise, which is partially this. The other part is this. So I have some parameterized noise. I need to blend between the different parameterized noises, doing like a weighted average sum blend, which means that I have to pass in all 8 structs, and to wire those up, I have to do that like this. So yes, it is incredibly inconvenient. Neighbor noise params 3, neighbor noise params 4, and don't forget neighbor noise params 5. Yeah, it is incredibly fucking inconvenient, but it's incredibly fast as well. So yeah, there's my trauma dump. Okay, let's serialize this real quick, because this is big enough to like save game, restart. Okay, I want to see it continue building beyond this radius. That's what I want to see. How did you figure out your noise parameters? I mostly copied the built-in material noise node. I found where that was in the shader code in Unreal Engine's like shader files. So mostly copied that. Added some of my own parameters, like for instance, the noodle. I have 2 different kinds of caves here. I have the blob caves and the noodle caves. And for the noodle caves, in order to make them more noodly and more walkable, like for instance this one, that should have nav mesh on it. Yeah, so like this one is pretty walkable, right? We have nav mesh on the whole thing. And in order to do that, I actually ended up having to stretch the noise in the X and Y directions. It like elongated it and made it with less sharp Z directions. And so I have a parameter for that I had to add. Fast but inconvenient is the best way to describe C++. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Nice work. Thank you. Welcome in, Code Matt. Welcome in. Now, are we continuing to generate the nav mesh? We're not. We're fucking not. Okay, so are we just not releasing like the build lock or something like that? Let's check that real quick here. Where do I do that in? Where do I do that? I don't have it open. Procedural terrain subsystem. Yeah, okay, let's make sure we hit... I mean, we should. We should. Right? Don't I log something too? No, I don't. Okay. Let me look up a spawn player in these logs, actually. Okay, endless terrain should have been started already. Yeah, we called spawn player, which means we should have gotten here. So we are releasing the initial build. Oh, nav mesh. You guys want to place bets on how long it's going to take me to build my own nav mesh? Because I'm just trying to stretch the Unreal Engine nav mesh as far as it can go. Hey guys, stop it. Get out of here. Yeah, so what can we do here? What other kind of buildy fucky wunks can we do? Funky wunks, sorry. Can we do here? I can do build, but that rebuilds everything. Okay, let me... Did I cancel? Yeah, I commented out the Ginny generator. What do we got on the Ginny here? Ginny build... Oop, build... Should I tick async build, do you think? Rebuild all, rebuild dirty areas. Ensure build completion. Let's tick async build with a 0. Delta seconds 0, of course. It was doing like some building of dirty areas, but it wasn't continuing to build past that. But yeah, we are releasing the initial build log, as I suspected. Quite simple, really. Quite simple, really. Okay. We're going to turn that off for a second, let it go. Because it just runs. Okay, I did see navigation finish generating there, so that means nothing but bad things for me. Yeah. Okay. What on earth could be happening here? Let's just take a peek. Let's just take a peek. Okay. What do we got here? The Ginny has no pending dirty tiles. That's fine, I think. Inclusion bounds look correct. Total nav bounds look correct. Pending, yeah, maybe we just need to like kick off another like calculation or something. Yes, I would like a function that rebuilds all but doesn't dump all the nav data. It doesn't seem to have a way to do that. Find inclusion bound encapsulating box. God, this nav mesh is so inclusive. Gotta give it props for that. Update navigation. Sort pending protected. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna override this class anyway, so maybe I can expose some of these protected functions and it'll help me. Construct tiled nav mesh, I think, is what I need to call. You know you're deep in the Unreal Engine source code when you start seeing camel case. When you see camel case in the Unreal Engine source code, buckle the fuck up, okay? Like a DT nav mesh params. Oh boy, you're in outer space when you see that. Now look at it, all camel case. This is a lawless land out here. Same as my code. Dude, I started writing camel case too because it's superior. Or are you saying your code is a lawless land as well? And then I realized Unreal Engine has the shittiest code style. No line limit. No line limit. Capitalize everything. Every variable. I need a bracket on every single line. All exclusive use all caps snake case. Like the worst of every world. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just... Yeah, we're just gonna have to, you know... We're gonna have to jerry-rig this to do what we want. And that is going to be it for me tonight. Let's see, who's coding? Who's doing game dev? Okay, let's do Fallen Air. I haven't rated him in quite some time. Looks like he maybe just started. But yeah, appreciate the follow. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Hopefully I'll have some more time this week, if I'm not too busy with work, to do some more game dev. If not, I usually try to do a nice long stream on the weekend. So I hope to see you all next time. I hope to make a little bit more progress next time I see you guys. Maybe I won't need to curse the nav mesh anymore. We'll see. Let's start the raid, so I don't have to stall here and talk. All the follows, guys. I appreciate that. I do. Welcome in, everyone. Yeah, welcome in. And also goodbye. It was a good stream, though. I had fun. We got serialization working. I did figure out sort of how to serialize the nav mesh. So that's good. Okay, and the raid limit is up, so now I can say goodbye and I can stop stalling. Yes. Bye, everyone.